All right, I think we are live now. Um, I don't know if I should start or like already. Like, is it? Should I wait? um, should I ask someone from the team? Nicole, maybe. Excited for the panel. All right, thank you so much. Well, I think. All right, thank you. I think we're all right then. Um, Thank you. Hello, everyone. Oh, it's so cool to see people I know from Instagram. Well, first of all, thank you for joining the panel, and thank you to Mystical Tea Garden for having me. I feel very like honored to be able to speak about this. When they asked me to, I was both shocked and happy. A little bit of shock because I don't know if my way of being part of the Lolita community it's very popular in terms of the looks. I mean, um, well, we'll be going more into detail now, but well, first, well, I just wanted to say thank you. If at any point I like sound with a very strong accent, I'm sorry. I'm from Chile. I usually speak Spanish. Well, I prepared a presentation. It's basically just pictures to guide the what we'll be talking about. I wasn't sure about the title, but I called it How to Dandy because the thing is, dandy isn't the most popular style in Lolita. When people want to dress boy style, like they think of OG, and if you're kind of old school in Codona, and and OG is kind of like the more general term today. Um, when I first joined the Lolita community, like 11 years ago or so, um, everything came from the Gothic and Lolita Bible. That was literally our Bible. But in Occident, people usually don't know any Japanese. So most of the information would came for very uh, questionable translations, um, or even sometimes just by, like watching the pictures, like the scans, and when someone would have a real volume, like a printed volume of the magazine. uh, I chose I chose this cover because of the the OG illustration. Um, the thing is, what I do in Lolita fashion, like my look that I call dandy, in a very broad way. Like I don't mean to be like a very strict style. Like I usually experiment a lot. Um, but I'm not like a super visionary person. I didn't invent any of this. It's not like my creation. When I joined the Lolita community, this was one of the most common pictures when they were talking about uh, male focused styles, more masculine styles. Um, they at the time they would say, if you want to have a masculine look in Lolita, you can do Codona, which is a very childlike look, and it would be like something like the picture in the right. You would have OG, which was at the time described like someone very over the top, something very prince like and almost costumey. And then you had dandy, which was like the most common uh, first approach of any man I knew in the community. When I first joined the Lolita community back here in Chile, um, there were like two or maybe one or two people, like they were wearing like dandy looks too. Mm, and everything started with this picture. This picture come from the eighth volume of the Gothic and Lolita Bible. It is simply like, it is really just a picture. It is something kind of like a editorial look. But at the time, dandy Gothic style was, at least here and from the forums that I could read in English at the time, it was considered like, yeah, this is a style, this is a thing with a name that you can wear, and confusion was very easy to do in your head because um, the magazine, as you might remember or know if you still see the scans every now and then, wasn't just Lolita brands. It was the name. The name was quite literal. You had your Gothic brands, you had your punk brands, you had your Lolita brands, and everything in between. And so you would have brands like Blackfish Now, Now Auto, Atelier Boss. This is something, all pictures from the time. Well, the one from Atelier Boss is newer, but you know, Atelier Boss was one of the main brands at the time. You would have the snaps with looks like this that would go into like more of a aristocrat look, like with Manasama kind of vibes. And you had the illustration from Mihara, this coat from Black Peace Now, and this was basically the aesthetic of the time for me. When people today ask me how to wear dandy, it's usually people that want to join like the Lolita community, but they're not very sure about the looks because the OG look that's popular today, it's very, very over the top. It's very feminine and very full of ruffles. And I actually like it, but I understand that it can be a little bit more intimidating, and a lot of uh, usually like boyfriends of Lolitas write me and talk to me because they want to do something like what I do because they think it's more approachable. Um, the thing is, it's usually kind of hard to explain, or at least a little bit long, I suppose, because dandy is a difficult term. It's a difficult name. It's very similar to what happened with Lolita. Dandy, it's a term that started in the 18th century. You have the very traditional dandy looks, like, um, well, all of these are very classical. If you Google dandy, like I didn't do, and you don't need to do a very uh, special search for it. You have Rommel, you have Montesquieu, you have Wilde, the illustrations of the time. And of course, it started in the 18th century, but it evolved over the years. Um, so you usually have uh, two different approaches to dandy looks today when people are digging into it. First, you have the people that do like exactly historical looks. And the thing with that is that Lolita is not just recreating historical looks. You don't wear Rococo costumes. You don't wear Baroque costumes. You don't exactly emulate those dresses. You just have the inspiration on it. That's the reference. And with dandy, as I see it, it's the same. These are basic. All of these pictures have been referenced for me over the years, especially the guy with the mustache. That was the first picture I ever saw of a dandy. I always remember this picture, and it's like a constant inspiration for me. Um, and all of these pictures have different styles because every historical fashion evolves over time. Like even with, I don't know, if you think of Rococo dresses, like over a period of, I don't know, 5 years, fashion would change. It just like what happened today. Um, and then you have the super modern dandies. I took this, yeah, Oscar Wilde. I took these pictures because, first of all, I like Nico Cesari. He's like kind of influencer from Italy. But for example, this guy uses the dandy hashtags, right? And you wouldn't say like, no, that guy isn't a dandy. Like, yeah, sure, he's a dandy. A dandy, by definition, is a male that has a very extreme uh, way of taking care of his appearance, um, and thinks a lot about what he wears, and like a very simple definition, if you will. Because if you want to talk about definition of dandy, that's a very long topic. Well, but the thing is, if you Google dandy today, if you click on the dandy hashtag on Instagram, this is basically the kind of look you get. And this is a very weird thing to do, because when I say to people like, yeah, it is based on 18th century dandyism, but you have to update it. This is an update on it. You can't say it isn't like fashionable or that isn't a dandy. Like, sure he is. A lot of people like this one wear like modern dandy looks. The thing is, not this nor this is Gothic Lolita related, right? Like, you wouldn't like. I always try to explain this to people. Like, if you go to someone's marriage, like how do you say in English, like a matrimony? Um, well, any formal party, I suppose, and everyone goes in suits, wearing suits. They're not dandies for the day; they're just wearing suits. It's not the same. Yet I keep finding articles and community recommendations when they still talk about dandy as a look option for masculine looks for people in the Lolita community. And I've seen this picture being used a lot, the guy in the black and white picture. And I think he looks really cool. I would love to have his coat and maybe his shoes and the cane, obviously. But that if you show up like this to a meeting, I would assume you're someone's friend, that I don't know, you're not part of the aesthetic, if you know what I mean. And on the other hand, you have this, which is more of an OG look, I admit. But you can say like these two have nothing in common. And the thing is, with dandy looks and more dapper looks, someone would told me, you have to make them part of the same aesthetic. Like, For example, for me, it's really easy when I think of this because I have a girlfriend that wears Lolita. So I think, well, if I wear this jacket and this tie and this blah blah blah, and I'm planning an outfit, and I think like, well, I'm sitting right next to her in our restaurant. People would think we're together, or they would think that we just happen to be sitting next to each other. Like the difference of these two things, I want to say, it's not just about the ruffles. It's not just about getting a super Harajuku kind of hairstyle. It's in the details. Like all of the details in this look are very formal, and dandy in the EGL context doesn't need to be formal. It needs to be elegant, and it needs to be over the top. I was very hesitant of doing this, but I'm gonna use myself as an example, just because I wasn't sure about taking someone else's picture. I'm going to show you some other accounts later, but still, I think it's easier for me to talk from my direct experience. These four looks are kind of different from one from another. I love your outfits. Oh, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. As you can see, what I do, if you take an outfit like the one with the tartan pants, with the red pants, and if you take off my brooches, my Alice and the Pirates tie, this, how is this called? Like a band? The round thing at the end of it, it's from Angelic Pretty, but the rest I made it myself. If you take off a sash, I don't. Oh yeah, a sash. If you take those details away, it's a very normal look, like a very, well, not normal, but you could see like someone like relatively fashionable or trying to do a fashion statement with it. What makes it part of a Lolita aesthetic, as I see it, as I have to say, maybe a lot of people would say it doesn't match, but the sash, the brooch, the brocade shoes, they give it like a more royal kind of look, and they're based in the same more rococo kind of vibes, even when I'm wearing like long pants, and not like the house pants with the socks that I do sometimes actually. And here, this is the black look. It's a very, very old school kind of look for me, at least. The jacket and the pants are from Black Piece Now, like vintage pieces that you can get really cheap. And the thing with that suit and why I put it there, it's because even though it's Black Piece Now, it is a goth brand. Well, it was, sadly. If you take off the chains and you take off, well, basically all of the chains, I have a lot of chains hanging there, and you take off the feathers and the flowers and the makeup, you have a suit. Like, it's just a suit. The whole thing, well, all right, not just a suit, maybe, because you have weird proportions. I play a lot with that. The styling really makes a difference of the details. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's my exact point. Like, the details are what makes this kind of looks. Because, I'm wearing like Dr. Martens shoes. Yeah, they're kind of weird and edgy, but they're not like a super obscure brand. It's not like for starters, it's not a Japanese brand. It's not a Harajuku brand. It's just something that matches the outfit. And what makes it kind of mixed with Lolita are the details, are the accessories. For me, the whole thing are the whole main thing of this are the accessories, and that's the most difficult part to explain to people when they ask me for advice, because I can tell you, yes, you can go look for this and this brand for, I don't know, jackets or pants or whatever. But with accessories, it's super hard. It's a very like super hard thing to obtain. But when you're getting your Lolita brand stuff, it's the easier way, because most Lolita brands have a few accessories that you can wear in a dandy look or in an OG look, and even though they're not meant to be, like the round brooch, like the golden round brooch from Angelic Pretty that I'm wearing here, it's obviously not intended to be. It wasn't like designed to be wearing like that. Like those are just things you can do. Like uh, this Jabot, it's from Alice and the Pirates, and maybe that's a more like common approach to it, like a very easy way to break the monotony of an outfit, like that started with, I don't know, a suit or something. It's not wear a tie and wear like a scarf, or wear a jabot, or wear whatever, or maybe, I usually do this thing with the ties that I just do a bow with it. um or maybe here, this is a very way more like normal look, uh even though I'm wearing like this super extremely skinny pants. The rest of it, it's very like mainstream things that none of it are like brand point. The bow ties always look on point. Thank you. And yeah, that's like one of the main uh, ideas that I usually have. Like uh, the easiest thing for me is to choose jackets and all that, because I usually do very different outfits with the same jacket or the same piece or main pieces. When we're talking brands, you have the main ones that everyone knows. You have Alice and the Pirates, Atelier Boss, and this one is from, I don't know how you guys say it in English, but it's Mochi, from Mana. Um, the thing is, I do have a lot of pieces from Lolita brands, but not all of them, and not even like all of my favorite pieces. Like this coat is from Putumayo, like another dead brand, because I usually like the brands that are no longer around. But here, for example, the jacket with the stripes, I got it like for, how much would it be? Like $30 in a weird like magician kind of store. And the pants are for, I all right, don't judge me, but I do have a lot of pieces from um, fast fashion brands. And the thing with them are that I take care of them as much as I take care of my like favorite brands pieces, and they usually last a lot. These pants, the red ones, are from Forever 21. The like military kind of jacket, it's something from a second-hand store. And the red one is from Atelier Boss. The pants are like this now. But the thing is, what I'm trying to say is, you don't always need to have the brand items, the Lolita brand items. I think the thing is, you need to know what your preferences are, and what kind of look you want to get. And with that in mind, I just keep looking constantly for pieces. Like sometimes I would spend months without getting new clothes because I can't find any. Like I can find like basics. I don't know, like white shirts or black shirts or whatever. Like, you know, the basics of my wardrobe that sometimes I need new ones. Um, but main pieces like jackets or hats, like I haven't. The last time I bought a hat maybe was, I don't know, like 3 years ago or something. So when people ask me about where to get, or yeah, usually the question is, where do I get uh, a complete look? Like, where do I buy it? And the answer is everywhere and nowhere, because this kind of looks, I can't tell you go to this store and buy it and buy all of it, because if I tell you like, yeah, go to, I don't know, Atelier Boss, you're gonna look like that, which is fine. It's a very popular look among boy stylers. Or if you go to Alice and the Pirates, I don't know if this picture is from Alice and the Pirates, by the way, but you would get a look similar to this, which is also not my favorite. I find great things at consignment and thrifting. Yeah, me too. I used to visit more of that kind of stores. Well, lately I can't go out, so there's that. But the thing is, in in terms of main pieces and in terms of accessories, I can't tell someone just go to this store or to this brand and buy everything, buy a complete look in Alice and the Pirates, because that doesn't work for me. And usually people that ask me this are Occidental men. Although a lot of, or a few girls have asked me uh, guidance to get like a dandy kind of look. And for them, maybe it's easier, but for me and for most uh, Occidental men, like, you can't just wear for example, I can't wear a complete Alice in the Pirates look because I don't fit in it. Uh, I fit in some pieces, like I have one shirt from Alice and the Pirates and a few accessories, but not like main piece, like really really big main pieces. Like when I went to Japan and I went to Alice and the Pirates, the girl at the store was really eager to sell me something because she saw that I was like willing to buy anything really. But nothing would fit me, like really nothing. So I can't tell like someone, yeah, go to Alice and the Pirates and buy everything, because probably they wouldn't fit either. Um, and with the accessories, I took these for pictures because it's like a fast uh, show of some of the range of the accessories, I suppose. The thing is, I've been into this for, I can't remember, 11 or more than 11 years, 12, 13, something like that. And I almost never sell nothing. Like, I once sold like a few vests, and that's it. Like, I keep everything, like every jacket, every shirt, every tie. I keep them. So my collection is like some. It's are well, some of them are kind of expensive, but most of them are cheap things that I've collected over the years. So I don't know where someone can find like this kind of watch, because I got them. I have like 3 of them, but I got them like 8 years ago. Um, The mint neko brooches, I got them like 6 years ago. Uh, and well, this one is Alice in the Pirates, this one is Vivian Westwood, and this one is Black Now. Oh, and this one is Putumayo. Uh, all of them except from the Alice and the Pirates one that I think I got at directly at the store are secondhand things. So you have to be patient and keep looking for what you know you need, or what you know you can wear in the looks. With the brooches, is kind of similar. Uh, this one is actually a bottom that I got like at a uh, store for designers, and it's like very plastic, very very cheap, but it looks cool. And I turned it into a brooch like, I don't know, 9 years ago. This one just was something that a friend used to do. This one, my girlfriend got it for me from Versailles. Uh, this one, I think my girlfriend made it. So even with the accessories, I can't tell someone go to this store. And the thing is, I suppose my second advice, the first one was like focus on the details and the accessories, but the second is you need to have patience, um, and that's a really big thing because I told you that a lot of boyfriends from Lolitas talk to me because they want to. Then they basically usually want a look to join their girlfriends or whatever. The thing is, if that's the motivation, like you want to have look just to go with your partner to tea parties or whatever, you're probably not going to have the patience to prepare a complete outfit, because it's not a fast and easy thing to do. Sometimes I think with Lolita, at least if you have the money, which it's already a big problem, I suppose. But if you have the money and the willing to do it, you can directly buy a complete look from, I don't know, any brand, because you also have the indie brands that have a lot of sizes, or indie brands from your own country, so you don't even need to wait for shipping from Japan. With male or masculine clothes, it's not that easy. Most of the brands don't do pieces that would work in a more masculine look, or even if they do, sometimes they won't do the sizes. For example, this white shirt uh, would work perfectly on a Lolita look, I suppose. It's full of lace, but I got it on chain. It is a super cheap shirt. I didn't know what chain was at the time. Like it was the first and only time I purchased something from that app, and I actually thought it wasn't going to come. uh, but the thing is, I could use, for example, Lolita blouses, but they won't do a size for me. So you have to look for other options. Here I was trying to be not so self-centered. So I was trying to think of people that have uh, dandy-like looks, or that used to have dandy-like looks. Because in boy style today, the most popular look is the OG look, the very prince-like look. And I suppose the best example of that is Nicolas from Russia. I suppose most of you would heard of him. If you don't, and if you want to catch me on Instagram, I can send you his link. He's really cool looking. Like he has this very kingly looks. But the dandy kind of look was very popular when I started in the community, and right now it's like a, I don't know, I don't I don't, I'm not sure if someone else is wearing it, like think like consciously thinking, yeah, I'm going to do a dandy look for this tea party. Because I was trying to look for people on Instagram and it was really hard. So I went to the three accounts that I know have done it. You have Lou from the UK. He usually do more like a goth OG kind of thing, but for example, this look is very dandy. Like you can see, even if it wasn't like intentional, you can see references to the dandy figure, the hat, the jacket. Ludwig from France was one of my favorite dandies when I started. I usually would look for his pictures because he had some really cool looks with Vivian Westwood pieces that I would really like. And then you have Elliot from Australia, right? Well, Elliot was famously known as the OG accessory. How was that meme? I can't remember, right? But he had some like really dandy like looks too. I really like that one. Um, and what I want to say with this is that, oh, the sun, is that I don't know if this kind of look is going to get popular again. I can't I can't tell, like, because usually the people that start with a dandy like look are looking for a more casual approach to this, and either they evolve into a more OG kind of look, or they stop wearing it. Um, so my approach to it was kind of different because I started with really simple looks, very, I don't know, jacket and hats, and that's it. And I didn't want to leave it because that the dandy look was something that I liked before the Lolita look. Uh, I knew dandism before Lolita, so I didn't want to stop wearing the dandy looks, even when I kind of understood that the whole concept was kind of a mistake, or like a translation mistake with the Gothic and Lolita Bible. Um, I still try to just adapt my looks to it, and that's how I came to this. Like, even though I sometimes wear things similar to this, not this, but similar to this, I don't consider that like a, how to say it easily. I wouldn't use the hashtag EGL community wearing something like this, but I don't want to wear something like this because I wouldn't look good in it, or I wouldn't feel comfortable in it. When I first started into to get into Lolita, I came from Visual K and J Rock and Malice Miser and, I don't know, Bactic, Darren Gray. And the thing is that I really wanted to have a very androgynous look. That was like my main goal. And as I was getting older, because I'm 30 now, um, I I I lost most of my hair. I'm not like bald, but I'm a grown man. I have a. I always joke about I have three hairs in my head. The rest is in my beard. And I never wanted to have a beard because I wanted that androgynous look, And when I started grooming my beard and letting it grow, I finally came to a look that I was comfortable enough to like when you feel like you're a Pokemon. And I came to the final evolution of my Pokemon self. Um, Alita from Finland uh, told me that she liked the look because it was unapologetically masculine. And that definition really stuck with me. Like, I I feel like it was a good definition, a good way to think of it. Like, the thing with masculine styles in Lolita is that sure they need to be or they don't need to be, but they have a more masculine look because that's what the person is looking for, right? But you don't need to be apologetic about it. You don't need to ask permission, and you don't need to follow someone else's rules to it. Uh, for example, I was really hesitant to keep wearing makeup when I started to grow my beard, and then I was like, to hell with that. Like, I like how it looks, so unapologetically masculine. I like the etiquette because I think it's what everyone who wants to follow a look like this should have. You know, the idea that not because you want to have a masculine look, you have to have a very normie kind of look like Nico. Um, it sounds like I'm taking a very hard statement on Nico. I love his account, by the way. If you like this aesthetic, go follow him. He's a cool guy. But the thing is, you don't have to go to that extreme, and you don't have to go to this other extreme. You can be in between, wherever in whatever gray zone you feel comfortable with. So I suppose for me it came with going for the extremes. Like, I have a very masculine beard with a very feminine makeup, and sometimes more feminine pieces like skirts or whatever. I don't know. Oh, thanks. That's it. If you have any questions or comments, uh, please do. I really wanted to keep it short in case someone would have questions or wanted to go deeper into any details. Could I see your hat? The one that I'm wearing? I was wondering what was on it. Oh, you have feathers. These are feathers from a female peacock. A friend of mine has peacocks in her parents' house, and so she collects them like in a very friendly and caring way. So we also have like those big like blue and green peacock feathers. Main inspirations, main style inspiration. I don't think I could name a person. Maybe today in the community, I would say Nicholas from Russia. Not because we don't have a very similar style. Um, he's way more dramatic and historic kind of look, and I'm more like a modern goth punk kind of mix. But I really like his stuff. He's really inspiring. Like, when I see his looks, I think I often think like, how can I take this? Sometimes some of his accessories or some of his proportions or even the vibe he has. Like, how can I do that in my way? Usually that's that's the way I approach inspiration for outfits. Uh, Sometimes it's very simple things like, I don't know. Um, I don't have the pictures here, but I did a look with that red jacket from Atelier Boss, inspired in that the guy from Bridgerton, because he had a very similar jacket, and I was like, all right, I'll do something with that. Sometimes it's something very straightforward like that. Sometimes it's, I don't know, when Game of Thrones was a thing, I did a very modern dandy kind of look with a great suit jacket, and but I added like uh, fake fur in the collar, because I was very into that northern kind of look. So I approach it like that. Like I usually see a lot of Netflix series, anime stuff, and also a lot of haute couture, because I'm really into fashion. That's like one of my main hobbies, I suppose. So sometimes I'm just, watching uh, runways, and I think like, well, I'm not wearing what the model is wearing, but I would like to have that vibe, like maybe that type of accessory, that type of figure, the silhouette or something. That's how I approach it. Do you wear this daily? No, 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 like this, uh, like full. Let me look for myself. um, like this, no, I don't wear those outfits every day, because I'm a journalist. I have to do a lot of interviews. So usually I go a little bit more uh, casual about things, like, I'm a less over the top look. But my like day to day kind of look is more like a goth punk ish kind of thing. Like a lot of these pieces actually I wear daily, like not in these outfits, but the pants I would wear them like with a t-shirt or something. The Dr. Martens shoes, I wear them all the time. The jackets and the same. Do people react to you differently than they react to your girlfriend? Huh, that's a weird one. I never thought of it. Hmm. Yes, I would say yes. When we're together, no, of course, because people, when we're together, they just see a weird couple. Uh, so we're reacted to as a package. But but when I'm alone and when I'm with her, I do notice that uh, people react differently, because I do these very feminine things, like wear makeup or have my nails painted, or wear hakamas or kilts or overskirts, or like I have some more weird looks, so people would can react differently because of the gender thing. But I think that's the most weird part of it, because I don't know if one day I go in a dandy look without makeup, although it's weird because I got used to wear makeup a lot. Um, Maybe a dandy look without makeup might go like have like fewer reactions on the street and whatever. Uh, what I usually get is people that kind of like it and say it's cool, or uh, can sometimes people try to pick up what's my reference, like they say, oh, like I don't know, Boy George, David Bowie, or whatever, like more normie kind of references that I actually think of them as references sometimes. Like, of course, like it's not like I invented many makeup. It's called style, not weird in my opinion. Oh, thank you. um, but I think I don't usually get like super negative reactions. Most of the time is people are right, very similar to what happens with Lolita, like people looking, taking pictures, um, asking, "What are you doing? Why are you dressed like this?" Uh, but I'm not the kind. I don't usually. I'm not the person that gives um, explanations to people. Like I don't like that. I usually say that I like to dress weird. Um, I I understand why people might think this is weird, so I don't take it personal. Um, well, I think that's it. I don't know what else to tell you. If you have any more questions, we can take them. If not, I think we can close it here. Um, Watching these beautiful pictures, my favorite picture of myself. Thank you everyone for joining in. I hope I kind of help. If any time you have any doubt, or someone that would want help starting in the style, or someone needs thank you so much everyone for the nice comments. Gracias, muchas gracias a ustedes. If by any chance someone needs help, you can always find me on Instagram. I'm usually online. uh, and that's my handle, so you can find me. I usually respond to everyone because I usually write to everyone. I react to everyone's stories because I'm a boring person. Well, thank you. Incredible final. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for joining. And thank you again to the event, to Mystical Tea Garden, for having me. It has been an honor. And I'll see you around on Instagram and I don't know, on the internet. Thank you and bye.